Hello friends and welcome to another episode. Today we're looking at bookings. If you wake up each morning wondering or worrying if you're going to have any bookings for the day, this video is for you because over the past month I've been listening to you guys in the community very carefully, and you have helped me to get out of that massive daily depression of staring at that screen wondering why my bookings aren't increasing. Well, today we're going to solve that together. Take a look at this. Now on this channel, we like to keep things simple. I want to give you guys the hacks, the how-tos, the insights of what you can do to make yourself more competitive in the market. Today, I'm going to break it down into 5 simple things that you guys should be doing. And if you start implementing them today, you are going to see a massive increase in your booking ratings. Okay, Keith, so very well done today. Great progress. I'd like to just for you to know languages are very hard to learn. Okay, and if you are studying 1 time per week, progress, it will be slow. Maybe, what about studying 2 times per week to have 2 lessons instead of 1?
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah? Let's do that. Okay, we'll book that in. Let me just look at my calendar. Starting with number 1. Number 1 is going to be upselling. Extremely important. At the end of every session, I want you to remember to say this to your students, especially if they are adults. Number 1, languages are really hard to learn, so easy to forget. And while you have excellent progress, I think that you could do extremely well and progress much better with another extra session per week. And so, would you be available at... and then you suggest your time. This will open a dialogue with your student and it will get them thinking. Of course, this is not going to work with 100% of your students, and that's fine. But if you start doing this to your students and you get comfortable with having that conversation, you will see a big increase in students who are going to study not 1 time a week, but 2 or even 3. With kids, it's a little bit different. They need to be coaxed as opposed to being pushed. Now, you could do that in your after lesson report. Most of the kids companies do have them. We're writing some kind of report to give them feedback afterwards. In that report, take a look here. We are going to be saying to the students, hey, you are doing absolutely fantastic, because we never ever criticize, but I think that you would benefit from studying a little bit more, perhaps 2 times a week, perhaps 3 times a week. Would you like to do that with me? If you can open that kind of dialogue, you will be very surprised at the response that students will have. I have been listening to you guys over the past month, and I hadn't thought of that before. I implemented this very recently, and you can already see the results. Point number 2 is instant gratification. It's extremely important that on each and every single lesson, your students, they feel some kind of progress. And one of the best ways that you're going to do that is through pronunciation. If you really pay attention to your student errors and you're constantly correcting them, you know, by, hey, pronunciation, practice.
Practice.
Well done. Get them to repeat it, say it again and again, then we're going to use that in sentences too. If you can do that, students will feel their progress, and the parents absolutely love that. It's extremely important, good pronunciation, and it's something where we can make progress in a moment, literally. Next part is adjectives. If we take any simple sentence, a woman was walking down the street, let's start throwing some adjectives in there, and students will be able to build a more interesting and creative sentence. A tall, beautiful, blonde woman was walking down the quiet street, yada, 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 yada. And if we write it down on the page, students will be able to visually see, hey, there's progress there. And then we're going to clarify that to the student with Can you see the progress? Can you feel your progress? If people can feel instant gratification, they are going to come back to you. It was something I really hadn't paid attention to before, but I am now, and so should you. Number 3 is such a massive one, and so many people get it wrong. I look at lessons all the time, and once you become really aware of this, you start to really pay attention to it. It's completely red pill. Once you're awake, you can't close your eyes to it anymore. Teacher, talking, time. Parents will feel that, and adults, they feel that too. If you're doing too much of the talking, it's just going to be counterproductive for the student, and they won't feel that they're getting as much out of the lesson as they could. And so, ask your students to read the exercise. Number 2.
This game
is fun. He like steak?
It just puts more talking time on their side. While reading instructions also, as you'll see in the video, I don't say read the whole sentence for you. I'll say the first word, let's, and that's a prompt for students. And use these kind of prompts. It puts the pressure on the student, and they will then fill in that space for you. Point number 4, very important one. I've been massively guilty myself of doing this in the past, where you have a student for quite a while, or you're getting to know a student, and you just kind of fall into a chit-chat routine with them, especially at the beginning. And the problem is that can start to kill time. Ciao, just before we begin today, can you tell me, you're living in Beijing. What is life like in Beijing this week? What's happening in Beijing?
Life in Beijing would be fine, but we spend most of time working.
And so what I'd recommend you to do is to spread your small talk over the course of the lesson. Instead of spending 15 minutes at the beginning of the lesson, which can be easy sometimes, especially if you have someone who's interesting or you have a good rapport with, keep it to a minimum at the beginning. Hi, how are you? How was your day? How was the weather? Yada, yada. And then let's dive in. Let's check the homework. Let's start those exercises. And then we'll continue that small talk after the first or second exercise. We'll have another minute or 2 of small talk. And then we're going to do a few more exercises. And then small talk too. If you do this, number 1, it's going to space it out across the lesson and be less noticeable to the student. Number 2, it's going to really, really help you to build rapport with your students. And that is key. Point number 5, the most important one ever for anybody. It's so much easier than you might think. Please don't believe that you need to be incredibly flamboyant or super creative, because you just don't. All you need to do is download Manycam, get a couple of those distortions, and you will be funny too. You don't need to use the same intonation as me. You don't need to copy that. But if you use them, kids will respond well. In the first minute of the lesson, we really need to start strong. You need to try and aim to get your kids laughing in the very first minute. And then we can get away with some of the dry stuff, reading text, doing grammar in the middle. And then at the very end, we also want to end strong by making them laugh.
How to use that? Give me the money!
And come really close and tell me, what did the blue men of the Sahara wear? That's a very good idea. Thank you, Thompson, for coming today. You are awesome. 5 stars, my little friend. Thank you for coming to Tutor Junior Thompson. I hope to see you again. Bye-bye, Thompson.
Goodbye, and I hope to see you again as well.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you start implementing these 5 things into your lessons, you will see a massive difference in your bookings. I am a lot of energy, and I used to throw so much energy into those classes thinking, what is going wrong? Why aren't I having these bookings? Why? Because you just need to sometimes stop, think, articulate, reach out to other people. Through the videos, through the Facebook group, people are reaching out to me all the time. So many people are ready to share a lot of their experience, and I am absolutely ready to listen to you guys. If you think I'm doing this all on my own and it's all my own creativity, then I'd like to inform you that you'd actually be very, very wrong. I am listening to you guys in the community. If you have anything to add, please by all means share it in the comment section below. Reach out to me personally. Join our Facebook group, absolutely, and contribute if you have anything to say, to share from your experiences, how we can do things better and become more competitive. We live in uncertain times, yes, it's true. However, if you go to many groups on Facebook, you're going to see a lot of negativity there and fear. People complaining, it's very pessimistic. However, our group is full of what I'm determining global teachers. That's global outreach with local knowledge. I am learning so much from people like you in China, in Taiwan, in South Africa, in Colorado, just from absolutely everywhere. People with that local knowledge who are all contributing together to have that global impact so that we can teach students across the world. In our group, I like to keep things more upbeat. They need to be humorous. We need to laugh at some of the catastrophes that are happening now, just in order to keep ourselves sane. However, ultimately, we want to keep you competitive. I want to keep myself competitive, and I believe that together we can do this. And so join us over on our Facebook page. We look forward to seeing you there. So with all of that in mind, I'm Global Teacher Richie, and you can be a global teacher too. If you're going to join us, write in the comment section below, I'm in the fight too. And of course, share, like, and subscribe to this channel, because every single week I'm coming up with new material, and I'll be posting in the next couple of days answering some of those questions that people have, the dilemmas that you have on a daily and weekly basis. What's going on in this industry right now, keeping you hopefully entertained and motivated simultaneously. Please remember, the more people that reach out, this just energizes the beast inside of me to keep on going for you people. But before you go, everybody, I can't stress it enough. There are opportunities opening up each and every single day. Make sure, please, that you have your CV updated, ready to go. If you think that it might just not be as competitive or as good as it could be, take a look here, check out this video. You'll learn so much from it. It couldn't be easier. A step-by-step tutorial. It's completely free. Couldn't be simpler. If you have your CV and self-introductory video ready to go, especially if it's as a YouTube link that you can easily share, you can bombard these out to employers. It's incredibly easy to do that. You'll be fully ready and operational to go. Thank you, global teachers. See you in the next one.